As for the events that might occur on Red Square, well, how can I put it? Of course, all of this is very, very alarming and sad. And as it turns out, the most sensitive livers in the world belong to the propagandists of Putin's Reich. With their all-seeing and ever-watchful livers, the propagandists sense the bastards, retribution for everything Russia has done. Unlike the extremely foolish, not just foolish, but stupefied, dumbed-down populace, the propagandists fully understand that Putin's war and the internal repression are crimes for which they will have to answer. That's why they are so anxious. Their fear paints the picture of the parade in such completely apocalyptic colors. And here is the main hysteric of the Kremlin, the most respectable hysteric of the Kremlin, Mr. Markov, who has not only described as though the possible nightmare of May 9th, but has also engaged in a long, fascinating debate with himself about what exactly will come and how exactly it will strike Ukraine. Well, look, it's an intriguing debate with oneself. What will it be? A UAV or some secret missile? Or perhaps even European weapons? This understanding of the inevitability of retribution haunts the Kremlin's ideologists, and it is clearly present. They know and understand everything about themselves. They manage to deceive the minds of the population, but they keep their own minds relatively sober. And they quickly realized how great the temptation might be to barbecue all the filth of the planet gathered in one place. And according to their logic, Red Square on the 9th of May is perfectly suited for the role of such a sacred grill. However, there is a nuance. Of course, now one cannot rule out the possibility of it reaching its target. It's possible that the UAV might reach Moscow and even hover over the square, stunned with horror. All the orchestras would fall silent there, and everyone would be paralyzed with fear. But this UAV would hover, only to drop a large 6L rubber phallus precisely onto the mausoleum, and the parade from the heights of the sky, putting an end to this entire Putin show. It's unlikely that anyone would shed their blood. And by the way, not everyone will gather there. There are simply fools there. Not everyone gathering there is a branded criminal. There's this unpleasant but clever guy, Ibrahima Traore from Burkina Faso, who doesn't really understand where and why he's going. There's Aliyev, who might still be useful to civilized humanity. There's Xi Jinping. And by the way, the Kazakh seems ready to wave the St. George ribbon from the mausoleum with one hand, while kicking the much suffering behinds of Dugin, Petya Tolstoy, the comatose Kiosayan, the courtesan Kandelaki, and the behinds of all the other regime's sycophants. All those I mentioned are banned from crossing the state border into Kazakhstan, from entering the country. Overall, in general, it's all very correct, because all these striped St. George's ribbons from battles 80 years ago have become a very convenient way to disguise quite contemporary feelings, today's anger, today's displeasure that 80% of Russia's population experiences at the thought that humanity fears them. And indeed, the original meaning has long evaporated from all these immortal regiments. Nowadays, it's merely a demonstration of submission and loyalty to the Kremlin's leader and his crimes. It's surprising that what I've been talking about all these years took so long to be understood. But it's probably time to come to terms with the fact that very simple and very obvious things take a long time to scratch their way into public consciousness before they are let in.